having this conversation with all of you. Um, I want to start off with a little bit of um, my experience of having worked with all of you over the last year, and why I believe that the curation of this panel is very, very important, especially for the topic that we're going to be talking about today. Um, Innovation in campuses has innovation and entrepreneurship in campuses has been a conversation for over a decade now, through the ministries, through policy, through conversations within campuses, and also aspirationally for a lot of universities to build a culture of innovation and um, entrepreneurship in campuses. Um, and of all the universities that I've had the privilege of interacting and working with and understanding the energy behind intentionally designing and driving this culture, I felt that the three of you bring extremely unique insights into the conversation. I know uh, I'm going to start with Dr. Janaki, who leads the Institute's Innovation Council work at Mount Carmel College. They're at the helm of a very interesting change as a university and a college that has primarily been for young women. And have now sort of opened doors for it to be a co-ed college, and they're exploring many different ways and many I think interesting experiences as to how redesigning this culture or tweaking this culture to engage with both genders, and we're going to talk about that a little bit as I introduce her. Thank you, Janaki ma'am, for joining us today. And we'd love to hear a little bit more about what you do and your role and the work that you're doing at Mount Carmel College in just a little bit. Um, and then there is Dr. Leena, who heads the SDG cell at Christ University. I'm an alumni, so I always feel a little bit biased when I speak about Christ University. So much of so many things in the trajectory of our lives, of those that have attended universities, such as the three of you here, and it's altered our lives in so many ways, and the universities keep giving to their alumni, and I'm pretty sure it's not just limited to Christ University. Elena ma'am also leads an extremely important conversation in the campus, which is that of sustainability, and I'm excited to explore her role in building a culture of not just entrepreneurship but also responsible entrepreneurship. And how can we build pro planet innovation within campuses and within young people. And then we also have Dr. Anila. Thank you so much for joining us today from Jain University. You have an extremely important role because you literally help young people become entrepreneurs. And I don't think there is a better way of actually introducing the work that you do. While innovation and entrepreneurship continues to be an important but a non-academic pursuit for many universities in the country, you lead a program at Jain University which is just focused on building entrepreneurial skill sets, mindset, and it'll be exciting to see young people graduating as entrepreneurs as they complete the course. So welcome everybody. I'm going to invite all of you to now take your turns in introducing a little bit more about you and more about your work, and how we can design this conversation today. Dr. Anila, do you want to go first?
Sure. Thank you so much for having me here today. My name is Anila Bajpai, and I've been associated with Jain University for over 2 decades now. It's an absolute privilege to get the space to do what you are passionate about. And I think center for Management Studies has always given me that space to think, innovate, and design courses which is more relevant, and which is much required in today's um, need in today's environment. Um, the program which we are currently, putting all our energy in personally with my team is the BBA Entrepreneurship World of Work program. We focus heavily in terms of how can we encourage students to ideate, right? And we do definitely bring in the sustainability issues and the SDG, all the 17 SDG goals, right in the beginning of the program. And then through their course of 3 years, we encourage them to really go ahead with that idea and make it into a prototype. And then we look at products and releasing those products and services into the market. So yes, I think it's a very, very satisfying role which I'm playing, and to see children blossom into confident young minds. And I think the whole idea is to celebrate their journey. I wouldn't say that there are failures. I would definitely say every bit of their journey is a stepping stone to it. So yes, that's what in a nutshell the BBA entrepreneurship program really looks at. Thank you.
Dr. Leena, do you want to introduce us into your role at Christ University, please?
Definitely. First of all, good morning to all, and happy Women's Day to all of you. It's very exciting for me to part of this discussion where we are talking about designing for innovation in campus. Basically, I am a professor at management at Christ University. I am also associated with Christ University for last 2 decades. And I am heading the STG cell at the university right now and molding the students to be a responsible citizen and taking care of the society, taking care of the environment. So there is a passion assigned, aligned with the role what I am doing. So I am very much passionate about how the students should move forward, taking up their responsibility, whatever way. Especially we are talking about this ecosystem of innovation and the campus involvement in that, driving for successful startups. The basic fundamental part would be ask the facilitators, ask the mentors. We have to make sure that they have this idea, ethical, conscious way of thinking and fixing the problems in the society. And when we talk about the startup culture in India, we can see a remarkable growth over the couple of years and couple of decades, I can say that. And we can see an evolution that have contributed to this vibrant ecosystem. And Christ University is part and parcel of it. And we are giving a lot of opportunities and avenues and platform for the students to involve in this process. And we have our own incubation center. It's not only for BBA program or MBA program. Across university, different departments, they are pursuing with that. Their curriculum, their research, and their academic activities, all that is connecting with that. So we are giving a platform for the students to explore unexplored areas. So I'm very happy to be part of this particular panel discussion where we can get more ideas and how we can go ahead with this kind of a system where we can make a responsible citizen. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you.
Of course, ma'am. Thank you so much. Dr. Janaki, the floor is yours. Please tell us a little bit more about your work.
Yes, a very good morning to all present. I'm delighted to have the opportunity to share this platform in this discussion to delve into this important topic of innovation, designing innovation in the campus. First of all, I want to bring greetings from our sister Albina, who is the director of Mount Carmel College, and our principal, Dr. Lekha George, and Dr. Shanti, who is the dean of entrepreneurship and innovation. And I feel honored to be part of this discussion, and I'm looking forward to sharing insights and also learning from my fellow panelists here. So I am Dr. Janaki. I'm associate professor in School of Commerce, and I'm also the innovation ambassador and president of MCCIIE. So MCCIIE is a Mount Carmel Center for Innovation, Incubation, and Entrepreneurship. And what do we do in MCCIIE is creating a culture, an ecosystem of innovation and entrepreneurship. And I must say, MCCIIE is the outcome of the initiative by the government of India. So back in, let's say, in the year of 2018, Ministry of Education came up with this idea of fostering a culture of startups, innovation. So through which IIC came into picture. IIC is the institution's innovation council. So that is the initiative of MOE. So through that, our institution very gracefully embraced the idea of becoming an institution that looks forward for innovation. And that's the outcome of MCCIIE. But I must say that spirit of innovation, spirit of ideation was way back, I think I can date 2007. So if you see there, we already started with this ideology of encouraging students to think out of the box, creative thinking and implementing certain kind of innovative ideas. So we used to call back then E-Cell, entrepreneurship cell. And we had named it as, I still remember, Initium, right? Where it was a small idea where we thought our students should not just be thinking of seeking job, but they should be the future entrepreneurs. And I still remember we had different events and organized different talks where it made students to think beyond what they can what the corporate can offer. Think beyond, but we never thought of, to be very frank, we never thought of sustainability then. We only thought of business ideas and business models that can break the corporate way of thinking. So and when 2018, when the government came up with this idea of sustainable innovations, we never gave a second thought. We immediately jumped into the idea and we started with MCCIIE. And I must say, we have great things to offer in our campus. We have created an ecosystem where students are just not pushed into the academic arena, but they are made to think beyond their textbooks. They are made to think beyond what is to be offered in a classroom. So we conduct various events, speaker series, and we connect with industry. We have entrepreneurs coming in. They give us the insights. And the best thing that we have in our campus is it's just not about student entrepreneurs, but we have even the faculty. So if you see, it is a collaborative efforts between faculty and students. And I can say we have a very interdisciplinary approach. And further, maybe during the discussion, I would want to talk about the number of programs and startups that we have. And I must say, thank you for having me here, and would like to share more insights.
Thank you. It's very interesting to hear that there is, a piece of how you run this is not just interdisciplinary, that is between students of different departments, but also in collaboration with faculty. So I'm going to ask the first question to you, Dr. Janaki. Tell me a little bit about what role does the faculty and the entrepreneurial ideas or entrepreneurship ideas that faculty play in the ecosystem of cultivating this culture of innovation, of thinking out of the box or thinking beyond. What role does the faculty play?
So basically, if you see our council, that is the MCCIIE itself, we have a faculty, it's a very collaborative effort. We have a faculty council as well as student council. We call student secretaries and the council. So if you see, we go through a training called Innovation Ambassador Training, which is a curated program by the government. So what happens here is IIC annually they have a number of training programs that gets organized in terms of entrepreneurship, in terms of IPR, in terms of ideation, in terms of concept development, design thinking. They have a different tracks through which we go through this training. So we as faculty in our institution, we go through this training. We go to this IIC institutions where they conduct the trainings, and I think about 40 days at a stretch we have the training, and we also get certified to say, okay, this so and so person is now in a position to go and mentor and give guidance to the students. So that is the best thing that as faculty we get trained by the industry mentors, by the government, and also we get certified. And with that we have some kind of a solid a foundation where we come back to our campus and we transfer that knowledge to our students. So what happens is, when that happens, students come up with ideas and we faculty become mentors. With whatever knowledge that we have, we start collaborating with students, and we start talking, and is certain point when it is out of our hand, we take experts from the industry who are very generous to come and help us in terms of how to develop a concept or how to come up with a design for the product. And I must say, we are a non-technical college. We do not have a great base for technology, but I must say, when ideas come in, when we get challenged about the new technologies that are available, that's when we approach IIC or the industry experts, and they with open arms come to us and they tell us how exactly we can improvise in terms of technical aspects. And I must say, we have a startup program. We are so glad, and I'm privileged to share this in this platform. We have a startup corner which is established in our campus. It is called Utkrasht. So it is a pure startup where the entrepreneurs are faculty and students. Let's say we have faculty entrepreneurs from the Department of Botany, Department of Nutrition and Dietetics, and we have from Department of Environmental Science. So it is all a collaborative effort. So to this startup, we have students as well as faculty coming together and testing their product in the campus. So they're selling the product in the campus. It's like a pre-test. So the concept and the product, the prototype, is being sold in the campus, and we have a corner where all their products are displayed. And I must say the sale is going well. So by this, it's like we are encouraging the faculty and the students. What we felt this current year is that we always thought of students. We always thought of students would be, starting up. But then seeing this overwhelming response from the faculty perspective is great. Faculty is just not about a classroom setup where we just deliver the lecture and go. But what we have is to transfer that idea into students, and students have time, energy, and they have a brilliant ideas. So it becomes a very collaborative efforts with faculty and the students, and that's how we are able to have the startups in our campus.
That's excellent. And you also made a point about it being a non-technical college and therefore having access to industry and industry experts from a technology point of view. I want to now take this thread to Dr. Anila, and I want to ask you, how do you keep up with just the rapid changes in technology, or like how do you keep up with the emerging trends? How do you make sure that the students that are learning or starting up or prototyping or figuring out their ideas, want to work on their ideas, and each of them, I believe, will need a different kind of industry expertise, right?
Yes.
And also this, and I think we spoke about it when we met a couple of weeks ago, as to how their idea of what they want to do also keeps constantly changing, right? So
Yes.
how do you ensure that the program that you run delivers value despite it being um, a non-standard, or like, the knowledge to the students is not the same, right? The knowledge transfer that's happening to students is not the same, and there's so much happening out in the market, and trends are changing constantly. So how do you keep up with it?
So, what is the key to all of this is that when you look at the vision statement of Jain University, entrepreneurship is one of the key words. So we've got quality education, we've got research, and we've got entrepreneurship. So when there is very high clarity and the intention right from the top, what happens is everything else becomes a lot more easy, because you get the space to go ahead and execute it. When we look at the BBA entrepreneurship program, uh, what we feel distinctly we've done differently is that we have created specialization papers which are across sectors. So generally what happens is in a BBA program, your specialization areas would be across your the earnest while specializations would be across functional areas, which is your marketing, finance, HR, because the course in the past has been designed for employment, right? Now, the BBA entrepreneurship program is making sure that the students are equipped to give jobs. So the specialization is sector domain. So our specialization revolves around finance, food and beverage, and textiles and apparels, right? Now, we have students who pick some of these specializations, and in these specializations, we have designed courses which are domain specific and tech specific. And right at the beginning of the program, we give them tech programs or tech courses which are across all domains. So, for example, we definitely make sure that in the first year they understand their digital marketing, their graphic designing, their tally, etc. So, a very fundamental tech knowledge is infused in the beginning. Um, uh, we have a Center for Emerging Technologies, which focuses on emerging technologies. And the whole idea is to develop very high level of research and consultancy, which is embedded in the university. We have a fantastic engineering school of engineering. And therefore, whenever we require tech expertise, we collaborate with them. We have a vertical in our course matrix known as project centric learning, where the whole idea is to be transdisciplinary. So, what happens is that being a university, we have the space to bring about relevant changes in our course matrix and introduce technology. Across BBA, we are encouraging business analytics, we're encouraging emerging technologies, artificial intelligence. So what happens is we've got a lot of industry people who are coming in regularly. And before we introduce tech papers, we generally have the culture of doing a short workshop to understand how much can the students take in, and then we design it accordingly. So I think for us, we've understood a simple fact that technology is going to be the key for startups to scale up. So we would like to go ahead and collaborate both with industry and with the experts in our university. So it's quite easy and simple for us to do it. Uh, I think we have the intention to embed. We've got children who are so savvy at campus. A lot of them come from business backgrounds, so they realize that if they've got to scale up and if they've got to innovate, uh, tech is a very important component. So I think the acceptability across both ends are very high. When we look at tech courses, I think today, I think by the month, the technology is changing. So what is happening is, as and when we feel that it needs to be introduced, we bring it in while the program is being delivered. So we are looking at, say, for example, now AI prompt. I think this is something which children need to understand immediately. We can't wait for it, to be inculcated in the course matrix through the usual board of studies schedule. Whilst we have the space to introduce it, but then what we do is we've got that backing from the Chancellor, Dr. Chenraj Roychand, from the Vice Chancellor, Dr. Raj Singh, from the Pro Vice Chancellor, who's currently our director, Dr. Dinesh Nilkant, that don't wait, because we'll embed it in the course matrix as and when the meetings are scheduled, but at least for the graduating batches, give it immediately. So what happens is tech is definitely very important, and we are able to do it. Yes. So I think we're very excited about being more tech driven in our course and in our assessments.
Yeah, that's excellent. And emerging trends in technology brings me to another important aspect of it. And I want to ask Dr. Leena about this, because we see now the necessity, the need, it's imperative that we start talking about green tech and climate tech. And we see that the emerging trends in terms of both entrepreneurship and employment are moving a lot towards sustainability, renewable energy, fashion sustainability, etc. They seem to be the most clearly emerging trends in the market. And I know you bring that very, very critical lens to the entire university. And I know, like, across all the campuses and the entire university. So tell us a little bit about how do you bring in the sustainability lens? And by sustainability, I mean sustainability beyond environmentalism, right? Social and environmental sustainability as a lens and not as an add-on, right? So how do you bring that into all the work that happens in the university?
Great question. See, when I am talking from the Christ perspective, okay, the startup landscape, it's continued to evolve and attracting the students and the talented people, innovative people, then their capital and innovation. It's an exciting time for all the startup entrepreneurs, and especially in Christ, we have many collaboration with the corporate. Many of them are coming as investors. So this is a golden opportunity. This period of time, I can say that. So where the campuses, across the campuses, people are coming with innovative ideas and creativity, and they have a lot of opportunity. Why I'm saying that? So now we can see a shift, a paradigm shift. Graduates are shifting from job seekers to job providers, including you. I can say that. They are looking to address what is that previously unanswered problems or provide a better solution to the existing ones. So where they are ready to take risk. So that is the main part. I can say that risk appetite is much more than early generations. The Gen Z generations are more proactive, and they wanted to take much risk. And this is giving a kind of different offering in terms of products or service, or and even the demand creation. So here they are venturing out new path to explore the unexplored, and they are giving better solutions and services through their products, whatever it is, to the customer, or could be the clients, or whatever it is. So that's the way they are looking forward, and how the Christ is giving on that in this process of thriving up startup ecosystem. We can see that in Christ around the 3,000 startups already they have registered. So maybe thinking that in India itself is almost around 180,000. Out of that, 3,000 startups have already registered in Christ. And it has started long back, maybe almost a decade back. And now the ecosystem is changed. And how this emerging trends, especially in the space of SDG, if you ask about that, or maybe how it will be connecting with the entrepreneurship movement. So where I can see that there is certainly there is a intersection of SDGs, that is sustainable development goals, innovation, entrepreneurship, and immense potential for shaping the future of entrepreneurs in the universities and fostering a positive impact. So what are the emerging trends, or especially from the industry, what they are expecting? what are the contributions this innovators can give it. So here in Christ, we are actively promote innovation and entrepreneurship mindset, I can say that, and integrate real world problem solving into their curriculum. That is one aspect of it. Then integration of SDGs are increasingly aligning with all the activities of our, whether it is academic or research or co-curricular activities. They embedded with sustainability principles across disciplines. And it's not only for management or science or engineering. Across campuses, across departments and deaneries, we are integrating SDGs into the mission, and universities inspiring students and researchers to contribute meaningfully to the global challenges. So that is something very unique in our university. So where the role of this, not the students or the entrepreneurs in attaining this SDG is very paramount way, where with strong awareness and commitment. So that is what our molding part, where the faculty or the system is giving a strong awareness about and the commitment to sustainable development, and that helping almost all SDGs. I can 17 SDGs they can take it as they create business that will help employment, eliminate poverty, then increase the standard of living, provide decent work and economic growth, help to reduce hunger, assist in reducing the good health and well-being, and all that. Maybe the 17 SDGs probably we are touching in one or other way. So here we have to see that find a solution to this innovate ideas. See, now this water scarcity is happening, the climate change is happening, green energy, all that's the butterfly effect. See, maybe a small thinking and reflection in the students that make a lot of change, not immediately maybe, but we are giving a lot of support system, how they can take it further. And again, another area I wanted to stress on that maybe the social entrepreneurship. This is an emerging area where education institutions play a pivotal role in shaping the future of social entrepreneurs. And Christ, we have an effort to make changes in the complete ecosystem through addressing socio cultural or environmental issues. And we are basically giving a specific instruction for them. If you're taking up on that, please make sure that you are considering the three areas: socio, economic, and environmental aspect. Maybe the individuals or organization who practice social entrepreneurship, they can find or implement opportunities to enhance social wealth. But starting from the university level, definitely they have to give a proper mentoring and proper kind of value addition to that. So I think Christ is giving much more than that. So they can start with a business to make a difference. So that is very, very important while we are aligning sustainability or SDGs in the process of this entrepreneurship progress. Another aspect is about sustainable innovation. We have an incubation center and we have sustainable innovation centers separately. We are holding for the students, those who are really wanted to start with. There we are giving the industry, corporates are coming. They can also invest in the industry-led research and innovation projects aligned with SDGs, or by supporting startups, those who are already there, incubators or accelerators. That is also Christ is actually giving. So there are many people are coming forward to take the risk and moving forward, because there is a system where we are giving them a platform where they can give all this kind of information. So this industry collaboration, investment and mentorship, I think that's playing a very pivotal role in Christ to shape this kind of ecosystem, and people are looking for ethically sustainable process for their startups.
Businesses. Yeah, that's excellent. And I want to take this to Dr. Anila, because I know there's a lot of industry collaboration that happens. And I want to ask you that beyond financial investments that universities themselves can make in very, very early stage business ideas that are led by the students, innovations and ideas that are led by the students, what are the other kind of investments that the universities should be looking at, um, to hone this culture, to make this culture better, to make this more, and also very important point that Dr. Lina pointed out about that they just don't create businesses, but they create responsible, sustainable businesses.
Yes, I think very well said by Janki ma'am and Lina ma'am, in terms of the culture they've created back at their campus. I think, yes, a financial investment is a must. But like I always believe in that, if you have the intention as a university to bring that culture on, right, and transcend it beyond your campus, I think you'll get the right people who will join your vision and your intention. At Jain University, especially at CMS, I think we are very, very fortunate to have that intention being articulated repeatedly across most of our meetings, right? And like I've said this earlier, right from the top, our own Chancellor, Dr. Chenraj Roychand, encourages students, he mentors them, etc. So we know that when a person right at the top of the university can do that, then we have a lot more time and a lot more space with our students on a daily basis. I can only just kind of probably structure this answer across three areas. One is design programs which allow them to do it, right? Let's not keep it additional to the program which they are studying. So at BBA Entrepreneurship WOW program, it is a part of their outcome, right? It is one of the key outcomes, right? So one is have it embedded in the program across all schools, and you can, maybe the proportion and the way it is embedded could be slightly different based on the uh, program or the program outcomes of different departments or faculty. Second is that right from the beginning at our campus across all the BBAs, and what we do is we have an idea contest, right? We first try to see what is running in the minds of the youngsters who've joined the program. So one is to try and grasp what interests them, right? And again, it is so heartening to see that the youngsters across India, since we have students coming in from across India and a few from outside India, that they are very serious about these sustainability issues, right? And they are quite educated about it thanks to the kind of schools they come from. So I think we've got the first leg correct when you are bringing on and allowing them to speak at the ideation stage. Second is that in the BBA entrepreneurship program, what we do is that we allow them to understand a problem, an idea, for quite some time and understand it through a lens of various stakeholders, right? So we do not say that you've got to give the idea immediately in a day, in a week, or a month. We generally allow them 2 semesters, right? So 2 semesters is a lot of time where they're constantly interacting. Now, throughout the program, we make it mandatory for the students to participate in various seminars, workshops, conferences. In Bangalore, so blessed to have so many trade fair and exhibitions, so they do go. And a lot of these events are domain specific, right? So what happens, they tend to meet people who are on the other side, who are slightly ahead in the curve, and they do get that understanding that there are existing solutions and there are people who've gone through that grind, so their confidence level builds up a little bit more, right? So that is something which we are very particular about, that is done throughout the program. In the first year, we handhold and we make it mandatory for the students to get into that grind, right? Then what we really go ahead and do is that we've got our own incubation center. We've got our Jain Launchpad, and we have the entities I would say the staff from the Gen Launchpad, they all coming in and constantly interacting. We've had the privilege of having Supriya ma'am, you right in the beginning and interacting with the first years. And we make sure that the students are given the space to participate at local, first at the interclass campus competitions, city level competitions, national level competitions, and definitely at the international competitions. We give them that space right in the beginning. We don't say that, you are not ready. We never use that. We say you're always ready. Go take a plunge. I think once you take that plunge, you will learn faster. I think your role for the current students has been very, very strong, and they all remember you fondly, because I think those sessions made all the difference. So we are clear that that exposure must be given to students. And then again, what is very interesting about our program is that we've got startup entrepreneurs who are delivering this program. They are full time on our campus, right? One of the requests we made to the university is that we need entrepreneurs to deliver the entrepreneurship program. And they very gracefully gave us that space, and we've got them on board. So what happens is, when you've got a startup entrepreneur standing in front of you, the students are far more confident. Their interaction level, their learning is very high. So these are initiatives which can be taken. And the idea is to look beyond classroom and campus. How many entities can you bring into the campus? And how many times, maybe in a week, in a month, or in a semester or a year, you can actually engage and collaborate with experts outside the campus. So we have, especially for the second years, which we have designed, that once a week minimum, an entire day they have to spend with the practice. We call it as practitioner session. They spend that entire day with the experts outside campus, because I think learning is much higher outside campus. There are certain experiences which cannot be created in the campus, and I think that is a must. So these are things which, if we can design, and then we can try to make sure that it is delivered, then the beauty lies in the fact that we've got it designed, we've got it delivered. How about assessing the learning? So then we've got the assessment pattern which is designed around all of this, right? So whilst we respect the fact that students need to take up usual formats of assessments, we are also having the internal assessment, a part of the 15 across all the courses, which is driven by the practitioners. And some of these practitioners definitely are the startup entrepreneurs. A large part of your internal assessment is in terms of the progress they've made with their idea, and how much of it is then being converted into the next stage. And then by the end of the program, we're looking at releasing the products into the market, how much sales, and so on and so forth. So I think in every element, the student should be able to get a feel that the whole objective is to revolve around, your startup idea, your innovation, and sustainability. I think these things are a must. In the course matrix, like I mentioned earlier, we've got something known as project-centric learning. So we've got 3 credits given every year to it. And so what happens is that at the BBA entrepreneurship program, we've told them to pick this. Each team needs to pick up one SDG goal. And that's how the ideation starts. And then it splits into multiple startup ideas as they proceed from one semester to the other. So I think, Bangalore is poised at a point where we can collaborate. We collaborate with a lot of incubators outside our own Gen Launchpad. And we've got some of the brightest minds of India who come. We just finished our CMS trade fair, where we encourage our students to showcase their product. We invite many colleges. To come and encourage our students. One of our key goals in the program is that we will encourage women entrepreneurs. right? So this CMS Trade Fair also does keep certain stalls aside for women entrepreneurs. We actually seek out for those women entrepreneurs who do not come from this privileged background of studying in a fantastic B school. A lot of them don't even understand fundamental marketing or social media marketing. So we take on a lot of live projects throughout the 3 years. These live projects are then embedded in the internal assessment across different courses. So therefore, the question paper is designed around the live project. So what has happened is throughout the year, they're not just meeting entrepreneurs, they are actually working with entrepreneurs, and we are assessing them on the work they've done for the entrepreneurs. So we've taken a lot of initiatives academically, I wouldn't say non-academic, but quasi-academic, right? A hybrid model which can encourage the young minds. See, the idea is they should feel that they've learned.
Yeah.
It's not about, okay, we've gone and delivered what we wanted to. I think those days are over. We no longer call ourselves teachers, in fact, in our campus. We call ourselves facilitators. So I think a lot can be done. One of our recent initiatives, which I would like to mention, is we've reached out to the schools in Bangalore, right? And we are going ahead, and we believe that our students will mentor the school students now. So we're going to tie up with schools. Some of them have the Atal Tinkering Lab. So we are going to have, in the coming academic year, starting from June, we'll have our own students mentoring the school students, right? So we will weave that ecosystem in the city. It is not about us. Entrepreneurship is all about taking many more people along and making sure that collectively we do something which is making more sense for the society. So I think that system is slowly getting created, and I would definitely would like to reach out to all my uh, peers out here, because I think each of you are doing fantastic, phenomenal work. And I think collectively we can make that difference to Bangalore as a startup hub. Thank you so much, Supriya. Thank you.
I love it. I love also just how collaboration comes a lot more easier to women. Working together comes a lot more easier to women. And it's important to acknowledge, just considering the fact that today is International Women's Day. I want to go back to an important point that you made, Anila ma'am, and ask Dr. Leena, and then perhaps do a quick closing remark, because we don't have a lot of time left. Is this piece about students getting access or student being involved in programs which are not just at their campus level, at inter-campus or intra-campus, or even national level, but importantly international level, right? We see that the world's getting smaller and smaller, and we see even on professional networking sites like LinkedIn, a lot of young people who are still in college, they're developing their digital presence. They're trying to build a digital profile that talks about their work, that talks about their successes, etc. Even way before they actually get into the professional, whether it's employment or entrepreneurship or etc. And I know that, ma'am, you do a lot of work with international universities, organizations, as well as organizations like ours, the Future Founders Co, that work with other global organizations. And I want to and I remember one of the things that the India Sustainability Startup-a-thon delegation said when we were talking about how the many don't get to interact in an international setting, even way well into their professional lives, right? But the fact that they go to universities like Jane Christ, MCC, etc., who are constantly looking at bridging industry connections, or constantly trying to make the entire world more accessible to their students, right? So tell me a little bit about how your work also involves working with international organizations and bringing some of that whether it's approach, learning, access network, etc., into the classrooms at Christ.
Thank you. Certainly, the international collaborations they play.
Oh wait, also because
they,
sorry, I want to interrupt. Also because I know recently you were awarded by the Sri Lankan government for your work in the youth empowerment space, especially with respect to environmental and social work. So big congratulations on that. And I know that it came through the Prime Minister's office, and it was excellent, and it was very inspiring to see you there. So yeah, just tell us a little bit about how.
Thank you for that. So what I wanted to say that, see, international collaborations definitely plays a very important role in fostering innovation and creating a value-driven startups within universities. Okay. Before moving on to that, to explore on that, I wanted to thank Dr. Anila and Dr. Janaki. They have given a lot of inputs. Definitely, we can work as collaborators, and definitely, this is what you are looking for, the new innovations in the academic field. Okay. So coming back to my question, how we can explore and why we can collaborate with international universities and organizations. And as you know that for SDG Cell, we are collaborating with United Nations Academic Impact. We have lot many programs we have arranged in the month of Feb. You were also part of it. We had one full week, sustainability week, where we had involved the students and faculty, the entire stakeholders, participating in one or other way the sustainability initiatives and connecting with, again, the startups and other things we are doing. When we think about sustainability, I wanted to quote here our Vice Chancellor for the JOCC used to say that sustainability or SDG should be a distinctive practice of the university. Each and everyone should understand it. You have to make it more visibility, more involvement, more community engagement. So it's his vision. And through that, we are all taking the further to make sure that there should be a better future for all of us. Global perspective is very, very important. Coming back to this international collaborations, Christ is fortunate to have around 59 international universities we collaborating with. And how we can explore on that. I just wanted to make some 2-3 points on that. First, about this, when we are collaborating with international universities, that will give you a diversity or knowledge exchange is very, very important. So the international partners expose universities and startups to giving a different perspective about a same problem and the knowledge and expertise. So that's very, very important for the students all to think in a different perspective and interacting with people from different background. That sparks creativity and encouraging innovative thinking for them. Then by sharing ideas and best practices of different universities can enhance definitely their research capabilities and contribute to cutting edge innovations. That is usually it's happening in across the world. And here, Christ, definitely we are giving maximum advantage for the students collaborating with international universities. When the professors are coming, we used to have a kind of workshops, seminars, and that will give some kind of ideas for them how these universities are doing in terms of cutting edge innovations. Then again, access to resource and the markets, especially I can say that international collaborations provides different ways of resources that may be locally it may not be available, or maybe where the resources may be very scarce resources locally. But when we are connecting with international people, definitely that will be a momentum for them to think and take it further. And see this, another aspect is about the global funding and the research facilities. And see, these are the equipments and other things where we are also getting an exposure to different stakeholders, international markets, potential customers and investors. That is also very important aspect instead of you are confining only to the local or Indian perspective. So that is another aspect we have to consider in the international collaborations. Then again, the talent mobility, where the students and faculty are getting some kind of platform where we can have a faculty exchange program, student exchange program, where exposure to different education system and their culture, that enhances the skills and broaden their horizons. Then when we talk about startup can recruit top talent people around the world. So then that is another important advantage for international collaboration, fostering a dynamic and diverse workforce can be looked on that. Lastly, this will be giving an economic impact for the entrepreneurship program. Basically about universities definitely play a crucial role in incubating and supporting these endeavors. They're again creating economic growth, job creation, and societal well-being. So these are the things definitely we can learn, and we can collaborate, you can network, and we can get more kind of enhanced information and knowledge, and that can be used within our confined knowledge and the platform what we are using here. So definitely in summary, I want to say that international collaboration accelerate innovation, creativity, then networking opportunities, and definitely see in management terms we say that no, 3 P's: planet, profit, and people. So this will be definitely will be explore much more what we are looking right now. So that's a way the international collaboration definitely help us. It's a mutual way we will be giving and taking. So that's it's very, very important for in the ecosystem of entrepreneurship.
Yeah, that's excellent. Thank you so much. And thank you everybody for joining us. I think we're right on dot, and we'll finish this up. Each of you play a very critical leadership role in helping young people of this country become responsible global citizens. And I wish each one of you a wonderful, wonderful, and a formidable Women's Day. My best wishes to each one of you, and I hope to catch up with you in campuses very soon.
Thank you. Looking forward to meeting you soon. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you all.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
To stay informed about the startup ecosystem, subscribe to My Startup TV.